McIntyre Arthur graduated and earned degrees from the following institutions: Cumberland County College, and Associates in Business Administration. Thomas Edison State College, bachelor's degree in Business Administration. Georgian Court University, an executive MBA, and Walden University, Doctor of Business Administration. Dr. Arthur currently serves as City Council President for the City of Vineland. She's also active in the community, serving as a member and chairperson of the Vineland Education Foundation. She is a member of New Bethel AME Church in Vineland. Dr. Arthur retired from Rowan College of South Jersey's Cumberland campus as an adjunct professor in the Business Studies Department and retired adjunct associate professor with Raritan Valley Community College. She previously served as a computer tutor at the Vineland Public Library. Prior to that, she spent over 30 years in the scientific glass industry, beginning with Wheaton Industries and retiring from Gersheimer Glass. Other community and local board services include Vineland Board of Education, Vision of Hope, and the court-appointed special advocates of Cumberland, Gloucester, and Salem counties. Please welcome tonight's MC, Dr. Elizabeth Arthur.
Good evening, everyone. Hopefully you're not real full. You won't. This is not your nap time, is it? I hope not. It is such an honor to be here for the 13th annual induction dinner ceremony of the Cumberland County Women's Hall of Fame, recognizing women that facilitate making a positive difference in our county. Tonight, we are here to acknowledge 4 women who are have shaped and enhanced Cumberland County's past, present, and future. Their vision, resilience, and achievements have paved the way for advancing education and history in our county. Surely these innovators have left everlasting marks throughout our county. Congratulations to all our honorees. And at this time, thank you. We're going to ask our honorees when they come up to enter the stage on this side, and Dr. Figgs will help you come on to the podium, and we'll go from there. Lisa Stewart Garrison is our first honoree. Lisa Stewart Garrison, will you please come forward? Lisa is a cultural activist and strategist program consultant. She spearheaded the placement of the Bethel African Methodist Episcopal Church in Greenwich, New Jersey, on the National Park Service Underground Railroad Network to Freedom, the only such designation in Cumberland County and the 6th in New Jersey. Bethel AME Church received its official site designation from the Department of Interior in September 2023. This church still has an active congregation and is the single remaining historic structure, the 19th century Black experience in Springtown. Lisa is working on additional Cumberland County Underground Railroad venues to be added to the national list. Lisa, would you?
Oh, good evening, everybody. It's really a thrill for me to join my grandmother in the Cumberland County Women's Hall of Fame. It's a decade after she was inducted for her work in the Girl Scouts in this county. I'm grateful to the trustees, the volunteers, and all past recipients for your dedication to keeping this program alive and vital and forward-moving. Special thanks goes to Jean Doremus for refusing to rest until her nomination for me was accepted. Thank you so much, Jean. It's really humbling for me to be among those of you who made your way to Vineland tonight for this event from the far reaches of this county and the next, and places as distant as California, Maine, Vermont, Pennsylvania, New York, and no doubt points beyond. It's a blessing to have grown up here in Cumberland County on a river where changing tides and currents become part of our very breathing, where the Garden State was and is still very much alive, and where we are continually learning what it means to live in and steward one of the most culturally and biologically diverse places in the state of New Jersey. When you leave such a place, you don't ever fully leave it behind. A lot of us grow up here, and a lot of us leave. We leave for educational and professional opportunities. We leave for adventure. We leave for spiritual growth. We leave for love, for family, and to be closer to grown children. And some of us find our way back. The late Pete Seeger often said, "Find a place, go there, and see what you can do to make things just a little better." I think one of the wisest decisions I made was to return here after decades of living and working in other parts of the Mid-Atlantic and country. I had the support of my family and friends to make that move, and I'm deeply indebted to George for imagining a life here with me in this place. Coming back always felt like much more than reversing the brain drain or turning in my tracks. I felt as though I was coming back for everyone who ever left and wished in some part of themselves to return. To live in this place is to come profoundly under the spell of the 18th and 19th centuries. The remnants of those periods are everywhere apparent in the land of the Lenape, where ancient history surfaces, old myths are being cast away, and new stories are being brought to light. Some of what gets preserved is happenstance, some of it is by design. But whatever we may try to accomplish, we stand on the shoulders of those who came before. When it came to getting Bethel AME Church listed on the Underground Network to Freedom, I relied heavily upon research completed and compiled by the late Laura Aldrich, a descendant of the first black deed holder in Springtown, who got Bethel Church listed on the National Register of Historic Places, and whose research now forms a permanent archive owned by the church. I was also inspired by the AME congregation and the work of Penny Watson, who prepared an excellent preservation plan for the church. Thank you, Penny. A community that embraces and learns from differences is a fundamental American ideal. When I work with partners to organize Underground Railroad Freedom Tours here, we were creating mixed-race learning experiences and communities with every bus tour. We were seeking out local sites that tell a story of black agency and black and white cooperation. We were giving voice to the roots of the intergenerational trauma that is unfortunately still with us today. Just to look out across Delaware Bay together and fully comprehend the distance crossed, to begin to imagine what it took for freedom seekers to find the courage within to face the unknown, to seek sanctuary hidden in South Jersey bogs, to trust in the kindness of strangers. The most recent Underground Freedom Tour we offered was tailored for teachers, and it's hard to imagine a more eager group of learners than those who toured with us that day. When the world appears to be unraveling and the stakes are high, it's educators who serve as the great stabilizers and the pathfinders. They've got their eye on the next generation. They turn the smallest glimmer at tunnel's end into light and give their all to instill the kind of faith in the future that will enable those coming up to find their way through. That's why I'm truly proud that I'm being honored along with 3 impressive Cumberland County educators tonight. I'm so grateful to all of you for this honor. Thank you so much for making the effort to come be with us tonight.
Once again, congratulations, Lisa Garrison. Our next inductee, Dr. Christine A. Johnston. Dr. Johnston. And as she comes forward, Dr. Johnston, an educational researcher and former director of the Center for the Advancement of Learning, Rowan University. She is the originator of the Let Me Learn process, an advanced learning system that identifies how an individual's mind works and then teaches the individual to use his or her mind for effectively within any given learning setting. Over the course of 30 years, more than 80 K-12 schools in the United States, 45 colleges and universities in the U.S., Europe, Australia, and South America have used the Let Me Learn process. She has authored 8 books on the Let Me Learn process and its application within K-6 education, business, and workforce development. She chose Cumberland County as the place to locate a lab school, Compass Academy Charter School, dedicated to the breaking the back of poverty and illiteracy in South Jersey by opening the minds of students to function efficiently and effectively beyond the limits of a classroom or a geographic location. Dr. Johnston.
It's very nice to see the full circle that we're able to come in our lives sometimes, because Lisa Garrison and I, our paths crossed about 25 years ago, and it's such a joy to see you here tonight and to see what you have done with your skills and to recognize how helpful she was to us in the work that we were doing. So just let me begin by saying something that's really quite obvious, and that is everybody here has a story. And I think that the individuals who are awardees tonight all share at least 3 things in common. The first one is that they have found a purpose in life, and with that purpose in life, they have developed a career. And with that, they have been mentored, that's the second form, mentored, cared for, supported, encouraged, as you listen to Lisa and explain the individuals who along the way have supported her. And I think we'll probably hear the same from Dina. The third thing that we have in common is that we were able to take the skills that we've been given and developed in life and use them to serve others. To serve others. So I'd like to share with you my story, and it begins with something that my parents taught me very early on. What's life about? Well, it's not getting achievements. It isn't just about getting awards, although they're wonderful and nice, and don't kid yourself, it's a real honor. But more so, what we're here for is to do justice, love kindness, and walk humbly with our God. And on that basis, I believe we're going to take a look at the story that I present to you, and I'd like you to pick pieces of it for yourself. Say, this helps me understand something better. This is something that I've been thinking about doing, and now I'm going to actually take the next step with it. So let's see what you can find in this hopefully brief speech that might be helpful to you. I didn't have what would be considered an easy launch in life. I was born in 1946 to a single parent, and she was a wave in the Navy. But she was mature, and she was a woman of faith, and she found parents to raise me. So I was raised by 2 individuals who brought me into a community of love, a family, and a faith home. And with that, they taught me to make defining decisions. We all make decisions. But defining decisions are the ones that make a difference in our pathway for life. So here's this little nugget, folks. A defining decision needs to be based on, one, is it fair? Is it going to be just? Is it the right thing to do? Fair, just, the right thing. Secondly, is it going to make a difference with people? Is it going to bring something into the world or something into a community that can actually change something that is not going well or not being done well to something that can be done better? And thirdly, does it serve people? So, as a result of being raised with those kinds of values and that upbringing, I'm a person who likes to learn. I am an educational researcher. I'm an individual who really was concerned about my students who I would see in the classroom, and I would say, now, what isn't coming together for them? Because I see them in other settings. I see them playing sports. I see them in scouting or clubs, and I see what they can do. But in the classroom, what is it that's not coming together for them? And why am I starting to misjudge them and their potential and what they can do? So with that basis, with those questions, I've spent my life really studying, gets this, how we learn. Now, we have a lot of educators. I'm one. We have a lot of schools. We have a lot of curriculum. We got a lot of certificates. We got a lot of graduations. But the question really is, how do I learn? Not just in a classroom, but in a relationship, in a club, at work, working on a committee. So that's where I've spent the past 30 years. And in doing so, developed a process called the Let Me Learn process. It is so unique to what is out there for explaining how we learn that it has earned a patented trademark here in the United States. This is what I worked on the hardest: breaking the barriers of loneliness. How do we understand, how many of us understand what a student is experiencing when he or she feels they're the only one not getting it? Who wants to ask for help? Right? And with media, social media, who wants to ask for help? Secondly, I want to belong. I want to feel that I belong to the school, the classroom, the club, the family. I want to belong. But I'm different. I see things differently. I think about things differently. And yes, in fact, I learn things differently. And sometimes my teacher tells me I'm not learning them. That leads to anger, frustration, depression, and sometimes harm. What I've worked on is developing the awareness and strength to persist when things aren't going well, and to have someone support you and believe in you and help you develop your self-confidence to keep going until you overcome. Don't give up, don't drop out, don't walk away. Face it, know yourself, know how your brain-mind works, know how your learning processes work so that you can solve that problem. You can find the help that you need. You can build the connections. That's what the Let Me Learn process is all about. I've been blessed to be able to take this to 3 different continents, to tens of countries. I've had the opportunity to meet presidents, ministers of education, all kinds of folks, thousands of students and teachers. The issue of belongingness, the issue of being a part of a learning community is all across the globe. No culture, no language, no ethnicity, no race is separated from this. Feeling that you're a learner is a huge human connector and so important. So while we've been able to go out and work with schools and all of the fine things that Shelley reminded you of, I'm sorry, that you reminded us of, the thing that I feel most connected to is what we've been able to do here in Cumberland County. And that is to start, we started working on this 13 years ago. Compass Academy became a chartered K through 5 school 11 years ago. And so for 11 years, this gem of South Jersey, who teaches children how to understand who they are as learners, who works with individuals and parents to help them claim who they are, celebrate who they are, grow out of some of their frustrations, out of some of their disillusionment, move forward as young adults feeling whole and connected as learners. That work is been the heart of my career life. And we worked with these children. I figured out that if I was safe to say that we've worked with 175 children every day for 11 years. That adds up, folks. That makes a difference. That's what we're here to do. Now, that's my story. But I didn't do these things myself. And I'm sure that every one of us tonight receiving this award would say the same thing. I did not achieve these things on my own, and it ain't about me. I've been blessed to have parents who's helped me develop a sense of service and a faith to support that. I did what I've done because my parents set me on that path. So, parents, here's a message, a nugget for you. You play a very important role in being able to have your children identify a purpose, not just an interest, not just a what do I want to do for a living, but something that grabs you, that you know is central to who you are, and you're able to turn that into not only a career, yes, a living, but also a service to people around you. So as you're headed home tonight, got a couple things I'd like you to think about. Number one, students. Students in this room raise their hands. Oh, come on, you can do it. I know you've had a lot of food. Okay. Take your talents and do not take your talents and your learning abilities for granted. They're precious. They're a gift. Don't squander them. Learn how to use your brain and your mind well so that you are in control of the outcome. Learn to connect. Learn to accept. Learn to encourage others who are different than you, learn differently than you, strive differently than you. Parents, help your children. Help your children to learn not just information, but to learn how to grasp what their sense of purpose is. I've got some grandchildren out here. You didn't think you'd get away with me not calling on you. Grandchildren, just raise your hands. Come on. Look at those. Look at them. Eager to... I'm invested in young people, not just in the classroom, but in our own family. And the importance of having you take seriously what life has brought for you and what life has equipped, and it continues to equip you to do, is extremely important. Teachers, right? Don't let anyone underestimate the work that you do. The one piece I want to add and encourage you to find out is, who is that learner in my classroom? Not just are they bright, are they quick, are they fast, but how do they learn so that I can connect to them and they can connect to me? That's the missing piece in the puzzle, folks, and you don't have to go without it. Leaders, community leaders, community leaders. We need funds. We need support. We need to be a priority. And Cumberland County, of all the counties in the state, needs to be on the map. We can't do this hard work without it. So, I say to you, may each of you be blessed tonight in finding your story and telling your story and living out your story. Your story of care, concern, justice, fairness, equity, your story of service. Thank you very much.
Once again, congratulations, Dr. Johnston. And our next honoree is Dr. Dina Rossi. Dr. Rossi, a school superintendent, she created and developed the Cumberland County Technical Education Center, the first full-time technical education school in Cumberland County. She oversaw the planning and building of Cumberland County's 255,000 square feet state-of-the-art building. She spearheaded the development of programs and courses that offered college credits while in high school to acquire cutting-edge technical skills, to learn and follow evolving industry standards, and creating community and business partnerships. In 2016, through her vision, the school opened with its freshman class. It allowed the graduating students to continue their academic studies at colleges or universities, to choose to combine jobs with continued academic studies, or to choose to immediately enter the job market. And I know personally that there are some students from the tech that have earned their associate's degree before they receive their high school degree. So congratulations, Dr. Ross.
Good evening. In April of 2014, with my world crumbling around me, I learned that life is as much about success as it is about failure. It is through failure that paths diverge, that people change, but in failure, we are given an opportunity for unexpected joy. During this time, I stumbled upon a short clip, a literal snapshot, and it changed my view. I have added a few pieces of my own to it. So to the young adults in the room, this is for you. But maybe it's for all of us. Here it is. This is your life. Do what you love and do it often. If you don't like something, change it. If you don't like your job, quit. But don't stop working. If you don't have enough time, stop scrolling social media. That is not reality. If you are looking for the love of your life, stop. He or she will be waiting for you when you start doing things that you love, and more importantly, when you learn to love yourself. Stop overanalyzing. All emotions are beautiful. When you eat, appreciate every last bite. Open your mind, your arms, and your heart to new things and to new people. We are united in our differences. Ask the next person you see to tell you what his or her passion is, and share your inspiring dream with them. Travel often. Getting lost will help you find yourself. Some opportunities only come once. Seize them. Life is about the people you meet and the things you create with them. So go out and start creating. Life is short. It is simple. Live your dream and share your passion. Love your life. To my loves, my family, and my friends in this room, thank you for creating a messy, beautiful life with me. To my colleagues and my school families and my students, thank you for inspiring me and sharing your dreams with me. How lucky am I to be surrounded by each of you every day. To my fellow nominees, congratulations on lives deserving of this honor. I am humbled to be included with you. And lastly, to my daughter, look around the room tonight. The people here and the family around us all make up my success story. Yet you are my greatest success. Thank you.
Oh, I'm sorry. Here we go. I'm three. One more.
Congratulations, Dr. Dina Rossi. Our final inductee this evening is Merighi Rossi of Vineland. An educator, she achieved the distinction as best principal in the history of Vineland High School, where she served in that role for 22 years. Born in 1903, she began her teaching career in the Vineland school system in 1924. She became the principal in 1942 and remained in that position until she retired in 1964. She instilled in her students that a healthy body, a keen mind, and a magnetic personality and a strong character are not the products of chance, but the results of faith, courage, discipline, and perseverance. As principal, she was a strong supporter of all sports and was inducted in the Vineland All Sports Booster Club Hall of Fame in 1992. After an exhaustive research process, she was named the MVP of Principals by the Vineland High School Historical Committee. Please welcome Betsy Rossi, on behalf of Mary E. Rossi. Congratulations.
Good evening. It gives me great pleasure to receive this award on behalf of Mary Rossi. I want to thank the Cumberland County Women's Hall of Fame for this recognition, Tom McCann, former principal of Vineland High School, for his letter of confirmation. Whenever I speak to someone about Mary Rossi, there's always one word that comes up in the conversation. Do you know she was a pioneer? That word always comes up, no matter who I speak to. They remind me that she was a pioneer. So I looked up the word in Webster's dictionary. What does pioneer really mean? And he defines the word as one who goes ahead. And that surely describes Mary Rossi. Born October the 9th, 1903. You know, that's 121 years ago, and we're still talking about her. That's a testament in itself of what type of woman she was. She went through the Vineland school system, graduating at 17, top of her class. From there, she went on to St. Elizabeth College, which is up near Trenton, graduating in 1924, at the age of 21. The same year, she accepts a teaching position at Vineland High School, teaching algebra and chemistry. She wasn't the first woman to teach the sciences at high school level, but she was one of the few women to teach them at high school level. In the summer of 1925, she decides she would like to have a master's degree. She goes to Landis Avenue and the Boulevard. There was a train station there, and every summer she would catch the train and go to New York to Columbia University. She would stay a few days during the week and travel back home. The next week, if she had to go back, depending on what classes she was taking, she would go back to New York and back. Think of how Vineland was in 1925. You know, there was cars up on Landis Avenue, but people were still coming in town with horse and wagon picking up supplies. And she's a woman by herself going to New York City to go to Columbia University. Along the way, she becomes Dean of Girls at the school and graduates from Columbia in 1930. In 1942, she becomes principal of Vineland High School. She loved Vineland, was proud to be principal, and wanted her students to succeed not only in the curriculum at school, but in their life. And she would follow those students throughout her life, even when she was no longer at Vineland High School. If you looked at yearbooks that she had every yearbook from 1942, she would have paper articles stuck in the yearbook by everybody's page. You know, it used to be in the newspaper, they would advertise, like, so-and-so graduated from college. She would cut that out and put it in their yearbook. So-and-so got married. She would cut that out and put it in the yearbook. If you had a baby, it was mentioned in the newspaper, she would cut that out and find your page and put it in your yearbook. So she followed her students all throughout her life. In 1964, I'm sure there were many reasons why she decided to retire, but one of the main reasons was her mother had had a stroke. And so she decided that she would stay home and take care of her mother for the rest of her life. So her mother, Julia, died in 1972 at the age of 96. Mary had 3 brothers, Angelo, Ed, and George, and a sister, Lucy. Lucy's daughter is with us tonight, Jeannie Trevelini, and her daughter, Jessica. And Ed's son, Sam, still lives in Mary's house on East Avenue. So there's been a Rossi there for quite a few years. I was married to her brother George's son, George Rossi, who passed away last year. Mary had a full and wonderful life. It was filled with her family, her students in school, and her God. In 1999, Mary passed away 3 days shy of her 96th birthday. It was a privilege to know her. She was just a wonderful, wonderful woman. And she was a true pioneer. Thank you and good night.
more.
Congratulations to Mary Rossi. So I'd like to take this time to say thank you to Shelley Snyder and the board for asking me to be a part of Cumberland County's Women's Hall of Fame, Women's History Month celebration. And once again, congratulations to all of the honorees. Thank you to all of you for being part of this important journey as we continue to make history together with gratitude, determination, and a commitment to continue to enrich our county. So I would say to you all that we had educators up here tonight. You all have homework to do. Just understand that you are forever learners, and that's something that I learned from Dr. Valentine years ago, that we are forever learners, so don't stop learning no matter how old you are. But thank you for being here and celebrating with these honorees tonight. God bless you, and have a wonderful night.
Congratulations to the remarkable women being honored here for the 2024 Cumberland County Women's Hall of Fame. Your induction is a testament to your enduring legacy. You are truly an inspiration, and we are so very proud of you. I'd like to give a special thank you to Arjorie Ingram from Photo Quick for the candid pictures tonight. Ryan Steinbron from CC Tech Studio Production for the slideshows. Quinn Broadcasting is broadcasting live. And Tommy Merighi and his staff here at the Savoy Inn for hosting our event. The food was wonderful. Allison Trevorelli, Sir Speedy, for her expertise and patience and the booklets that you have. The Hall of Fame board members for another successful evening. I have a special thank you for Dr. Elizabeth Arthur for emceeing this event. A final congratulations to our honorees: Lisa Stewart Garrison, Christine A. Johnston, Dina Rossi, and Mary Rossi. And to you, our attendees, for making this a lasting memory for our remarkable women. Also, we appreciate you supporting our Cumberland County Women's Hall of Fame. If you know someone who is a remarkable woman and has given to our community, please think about honoring them in the future. You have some brochures on your table. Flowers on your table and the vases go to the inductee. If there is no inductee at your table, the person whose birthday is closest to today and has not yet occurred will get the flowers and the vases. Good night to all, and safe travels.
This has been a QBC television production, in association with our partners and sponsors. QBC broadcasts on Comcast Cable Channel 22, and live streams its programming on Facebook and YouTube. All rights reserved by Quinn Media and QBC, programming that serves the South Jersey market.